the organizers' membership, this is one of my favorite debates. It's always an honor to appear on a ballot here in Brantford-Brant. I think we live in the best community here. We have the best businesses, the best people. We have a thrive of community spirit. The Liberals here, they're about big government. The MPPs about big unions. The Conservatives are about big business. Greens are about trees. Big trees, big trees. It's time to explore new possibilities in Ontario. I'm Rob Ferguson, your Libertarian candidate. I ask you to support the Libertarian conspiracy theory, where we take over the government and leave you alone.
Thank you, Rob. Ruby.
Thank you. I would like to start to thank my fellow candidates for attending this debate with me. I would like to also thank Steve Sauce. I hope I took your name right. Fred Dictator, and sorry, and Jennifer Stewart, Dara Bowser, and on Homebuilders Association for treating us a wonderful supper here. Also, I would like to thank all the guests for listening to us from your busy lifestyle. You came over here to spend time in this evening with us. We are fortunate to have Dale Levac representing us in the Queen Park for the last 19 years. He had been a great person, a great, hardworking, and dedicated soul over here. I would like to follow his footsteps. He had been my guiding force, and once I'll be your MPP, as I told you earlier also, I'm a good listener, I'm a people person, I'm a dedicated person, and I am an honest person. What I say, I stand for that. I don't like attacking people, as I believe in, if you point a finger to someone, you're pointing 3 fingers toward yourself as well. So thank you very much, have a nice evening, and I hope you would be supporting me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby. Alex?
Thank you. Well, we've had the opportunity to experience back-to-back successive Liberal or Conservative governments, and we have on one hand an opportunity to re-elect the Liberals when they've had 15 years to improve our quality of life here, to improve affordability, to make our hospital systems better, to ensure long-term care was there for our elders. And people at the door are telling me that they're ready to see change. And that's at every single door, and I wish it was hyperbole, but it's not. And so we have the opportunity together to decide, what do we want in change? Because we will see change. That's what this election is going to be about. So on one hand, you can have Doug Ford as our premier, who is promising $6 billion of cuts to our public services, including our healthcare, our education system. I can tell you as a school board trustee, we can scarcely afford those cuts. Those are the services that we want to take pride in, but they're already hurting after 15 years of Liberal government. And so I believe that change for the better is going to come with Andrea Horwath as our premier. I'm very proud to run with Andrea because she's the leader who's focused on actually making life better for us here in Brantford-Brant and focused on the things that matter most to people. So we can think about a future here in Brantford-Brant where we have better access to healthcare, where hallway medicine is a thing of the past, where people are being treated without any privacy or dignity when they're receiving their healthcare, where hydro bills are lower and we own that public utility, where medications are affordable, where everyone can get dental care, and seniors can live with dignity. Well, for New Democrats, that's not a dream. That's our plan. On June 7th, I ask for your support to vote for me, Alex Spelsky, and Andrea Horwath, NDP.
Nicholas.
I would like to thank you, my neighbors, for this opportunity to come and speak to you. I didn't really have a closing statement, so like most of this debate, I'm going to have to wing it here. If I'm elected, I will be one of 122 voices. Okay. Oh, 24?
Yeah.
Sorry. So it's my math abilities. So 124 voices And I might be the smallest voice, I might be the loudest voice, I might be somewhere in between. But regardless of what I do, what we do, especially if none of the above forms government, we will always turn to you, the people, in regards to those policies, either through referendums, plebiscites, recall elections, where you can recall bad representatives, or better yet, bad legislation. And I personally believe we need more accountability through more elected positions, if not provincially, definitely locally, like for example the housing board that I mentioned. Because I believe that the people should be more involved, they should have more of a say, they should have more power, because change does not come from the top down, it goes from the bottom up. And if you want that kind of change, please vote no the above. Thank you.
Thank you. Kenny?
Thank you. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and answer your questions. This is truly one of my favorite events in the campaign. Best meal for sure. The Homebuilders always do a great job in putting this event together. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. You know, the residential construction industry employs more than 330,000 people across the province and contributes more than $51 billion to Ontario's economy. But more importantly, you build the homes and communities where we live, work, and play. And as local builders, we recognize that you live, work, and play here too. You not only build the frame, you're part of our social fabric. You know, in preparing the questions tonight, I learned more about you than I knew before I started. Not just from the research on the questions themselves, but also from the questions. I'm really struck by the sentiment behind the Home Believer Pledge. I'm really proud to have taken that Home Believer Pledge with you. Thank you. I also hope that what I've said here tonight, maybe you've had the chance to get to know me a little better or heard something a little different about the Green Party approach that you didn't know before. As I said earlier, we're not opposed to development, we're simply for sustainable development. And by that, I mean building the communities that we want to see at a price we can afford now and in the future. There are many ways that we can work together on this. There are some that we've talked about tonight, some that we've only scratched the surface of, and others that we didn't get to. However we do it, the decisions that we make today about how we build the places we live, work, and play, about how we generate and use energy, about how we address the great infrastructure challenges with the very real effects of climate change on our built environment, will have profound effects on our economy, prosperity, health, and environment for generations to come. Our green vision is one of a modern, sustainable, prosperous economy powered by vibrant local businesses and communities. Thank you for your hospitality, your time, and attention, and thanks for coming out tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I'd like to thank the Brantford Homebuilders for hosting us this evening and for organizing this talk. It's been a great way for us to share our visions for Brantford-Brant and for the rest of Ontario. I'd also like to thank each and every one at this table for putting their lives aside and getting involved in the democratic process, because unless you've been through it, you have no idea how crazy this lifestyle is for a period of time. Just a few things to recap. The purchase of a home is one of the most significant decisions that a family can ever make. A healthy and growing real estate market is critical for our local economy. We have to make sure that housing is affordable and that the dream of home ownership is achievable for families. You've heard me talk this evening about ways that we can make that happen. We can work with home builders and realtors to develop programs that provide home buyers, particularly first-time home buyers, with the help and incentive they need. We can find a way of streamlining the planning and approvals process to ensure a steady stream of new homes onto the market to balance supply and demand. We can develop local solutions to local challenges. We can protect our farmland, we can protect our water resources while we open up new green fields to a responsible development. We can develop those lands in a way that is consistent with the character of our communities and responds to the needs of the market. To do that, we have to elect a new government in Ontario. We need a government that is responsible and respectful and provides us with the services that we need at a price that we can afford. As you think about the many issues facing the province, ask yourself some questions. Do you want more of the same? More of what we've had for the last 15 years? Do you want high hydro rates, runaway deficits, hallway healthcare, and an educational system that's failing our children? Or do you want a better Ontario? Do you want a more prosperous Ontario that welcomes job creators? And if that's what you want, then I hope you will support me on June 7th and elect me as your PC MPP in Brantford-Brant and a proud member of a new PC government of Ontario. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank you candidates for coming and taking the time from your busy schedules and answering our questions. We thank you for your comments and opinions, and we wish you well in your campaigns. Now it's up to us to choose our candidate to represent our city and their party. The only way to achieve this is to get out and vote on June the 7th. If you don't vote, okay, you won't make a difference. Thank you again to the candidates, and thank you all for coming today.